Hello and welcome to this City Live event. I'm Woodrow and today we will be just discussing the Melbourne Cup. So if you are live on the Discord stream, then feel free to put your thoughts on the Melbourne Cup in the City Live discussion channel. And if you are watching the replay on YouTube, then you can just listen in to what we were talking about during the event. So if anybody has a topic that could get us started for today's event, then that would be great. I'm just trying to think about what might be a good topic, to start off with. Possibly starting off with, is horse racing even a good idea? Because a lot of animal cruelty goes into making the Melbourne Cup what it is. There's a pretty good video about the Melbourne Cup and pretty much everything wrong with it. I'll try and find it now. It's made in a comedic way, but I will put it into the C Live discussion chat on Discord if you are watching. But yeah, a lot of animal cruelty goes into making it. Yeah, and I don't know if that's something that I want to support necessarily. But it exists. If you are watching on Discord, I just sent the video that I was referring to about everything wrong with the Melbourne Cup. That's now in the City Live discussion channel. But yeah, there's a lot of terrible things that go into making the Melbourne Cup what it is. The horses have metal bars tied to them. They're whipped. They sometimes bleed from their noses. They get shot on the track, and it's just for the entertainment of drunk people who decide to spend the day at Flemington. And the thing is, horse races happen literally every day. So that's lots of animal cruelty happening every single day on the races. So yeah, it's just terrible, honestly, that there are these sorts of things happening to horses on the daily all around the world. And according to the poll, I did accidentally delete the poll from before, but I did put it back up, and 2 people said that they don't have a strong opinion. So I put up a poll saying, do you support horse racing? In the polls channel on the Discord server. And then I had 3 options: yes, no, or have no strong opinion. So I'm counting the data from what I remember from the old poll, and then the data from this poll. So 2 people said that they don't care or have no strong opinion. 1 person said they do not support horse racing, which I probably fall under that category. And then there was 1 other person who said that they did support horse racing. So yeah, and I think we did actually just get someone else. So that makes 3 people. No. Yeah. No, 2 people who support horse racing. So yeah. that is that. So that's what you guys think of it. What else can we talk about? If anybody listening has any topics for the discussion on what we could talk about during this thing, you can put them in the C Live discussion chat on Discord. If you're watching the replay, you can just see what we ended up talking about, or listen to what we were talking about, basically. See if I can find something good to talk about. Let's see, facts about horse racing. I'll just find a fact, and then I'll give my thoughts on that, I guess. Okay, top 10 facts about horse racing. Let's see. Is Britain's second favourite sport after football, which is interesting to think about, because football is very popular, and then I would think something on the lines of like rugby would be the next popular thing. But yeah, and then it just says fact 2, it wasn't invented here, which I'm pretty sure this is a British website, which it is, yeah. So it wasn't invented in Britain, and it was invented in Asia. Yeah, so in 4,500 BC. So yeah. And racing contributes billions to the UK economy, which is, yeah. And the fact that governments encourage this, they put money into this, so to make it happen, because they usually bring in a lot of money for the state, basically. Yeah. That's just greedy, basically. Yeah. Flat racing yields the biggest prizes, 17 million, and yeah, well, I've barely even seen any other racing in my life. Racing is the sport of kings. One of the kings took a deep interest in it. Yeah, apparently a king was focused on it, and then he was urged by Parliament to refocus his attentions on running the country, that's just, yeah. So basically, horse racing is a long tradition, and the reason why this sort of animal cruelty is still going along is basically because of the tradition. And by the way, I'm just going to put it out there now, I am not vegan. These are just my thoughts, because even if I'm not vegan, I just don't think that these levels of animal cruelty should be acceptable in a society like the society that we have today. Yeah, just want to put that out there. I am not vegan. I just don't think that this sort of this sort of animal cruelty is acceptable in a society like today. I'm gonna go on to the Flemington race. Yeah. And also another thing is there are lots of companies that pay big money to get the naming rights for a horse race. Like McDonald's, there is a race called the Macca's Run that's happening tomorrow at Melbourne Cup Day. And then Lexus pay a lot of money to have their name on the Melbourne Cup. And then there's also like the 4 other major races that happen at the Melbourne Cup, the 4 major days of the Melbourne Cup there's Derby Day, which I'm just gonna see what who's sponsoring each of the races this year, so bear with me as I get that up. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, so there's the Macca's Run. There's the Darley Maribyrnong Plate. There's the Furphy Plate, so lots of like beer companies and stuff are supporting this. Grinders Coffee, Roasters Trophy. So coffee shops are sponsoring this. The Schweppes Vince Plate. So Schweppes are sponsoring this. Once again, there's the Lexus Melbourne Cup. The Hong Kong Jockey Club Stakes. So even all the way from Hong Kong are pouring money into this thing. The Tab Trophy. So basically, I mean that's a gambling company, so I guess that's sort of expected in a way. Yeah. So that's just Melbourne Cup. What other companies are pouring money into this? Penfolds Victoria Derby Day, which when I'm recording this, that's already over. It's already done. But who was sponsoring that this year? Paramount Plus, which is that new streaming service. Carbine Club Stakes. The Lexus Hotham Stakes, so Lexus once again. Lots of companies sponsor more than one race. Yeah, the Lexus Hotham Stakes. The Z Run. I've never heard of Z Run in my life, but the Wakeful Stakes. 2 races in a row sponsored by Tab. Then is the Penfolds Victoria Derby, which is what the day is named after. The Coolmore Stud Stakes, Kennedy Kentala. I've never heard of that in my life. And then the Furphy Sprint. So yeah. There are lots of companies that pour lots of money into Melbourne Cup. Yeah. Even though it's like a terrible thing, they're doing it for the money, which I don't see as a good thing. I don't know if anybody does. Yeah, Twitter Trophy. Twitter are even getting in on the action. The Melbourne Cup Carnival Country Final. So even the Melbourne Cup are sponsoring themselves, which is kind of funny. The Kennedy Oaks. I believe that Kennedy Oaks is named after a person, not the actual, yeah. I believe it's named after an actual person, I believe it's named after an actual person and not a company. I understand if this is getting kind of boring. I understand this isn't probably something that everyone cares a lot about. So I'm gonna stop right there, but I don't really know what else to talk about. So, if anybody else listening has any other ideas for what I might be able to talk about during this session, then please let me know in the City Live discussion channel. And if you have any ideas for things in the future that you might be interested in, then be sure to fill out the form. There are a few different forms. There is feedback, so if you want to give feedback about the event that you are currently listening to now, there's a form for that, but it's only available on Discord. So if you're re-watching the event on YouTube, then you will have to go to Discord. The links to the forms are in the pinned message on the C Live discussion channel. Yeah, but I think I don't know what else to say, so I'm just gonna recap what I've previously said, and then I'll end off the event. So basically, I don't like how much animal cruelty goes into the cup or horse racing in general. But yeah, and how companies pour, and even the governments pour billions of dollars into this event, or these horse racing events. Now I guess the question is, will I still be watching the Melbourne Cup tomorrow? Yeah, probably, just due to its tradition, but I won't be watching it in the same way after knowing what happens behind the scenes with animal cruelty and stuff. But yeah, thank you for listening to this event. I'm going to finish this event here. So thank you for listening. Once again, if you're listening on Discord, there will be a full replay on YouTube very soon. So thank you for listening to this C Live event, and I will see you in the next one. Remember, if you want to suggest an event for C Live, there is a form in the pinned messages of the C Live discussion channel on the Discord server. You can fill it out now if you wanted, or if you wanted to fill it out when you have an idea, then you can do that too. And you can even, there's another form to give feedback on this event too. So yeah, once again, thank you for listening to this C Live event, and bye for now. Thank you for listening.